GPT. So I'm going to be going over research on AI chatbots, exploring ChatGPT, and ChatGPT in the classroom. So what is ChatGPT? I was not too familiar with it, and I decided to, well, when I was doing my research on it, I started looking up different things, different websites, apps we could use with this, because I, like I said, wasn't too familiar with it, and I wanted to familiarize myself with it. So after doing some research, I learned that ChatGPT is just generated AI that we communicate with. We can receive realistic photos, you can have interactions and receive messages or videos. So as I was researching it, I also learned that a lot of the times when you call certain companies, you are speaking with a generated AI person on the other end who is able to take our calls, our questions we have, and kind of give us brief responses. So I thought that was really interesting as I was doing my research on this. So the developers and the year it was released. So ChatGPT was developed by a company named OpenAI, and several of the people who helped fund this and developed it were private researchers and entrepreneurs. And some of the big names I saw that are common and that we know are Elon Musk and Sam Altman. A few of the other ones I wasn't too sure who they were, like Greg Brockman. The other ones, I can't even pronounce their names, but John Schulman's another one I can pronounce. I didn't know who they were, so I kind of went on there a little bit just to look them up and see who they were. So like I said, they're just people with money, they're entrepreneurs, they have money to put the profits into, who helped found this company. So it was originally developed in 2015, but it wasn't established until November 2022. And another big name that I saw that was who helped fund the OpenAI company was Microsoft. So experience, like I said, I'm not too familiar with AI, ChatGPT, none of that stuff. I've never really used it before up until we had to do this research project. And so it's just not something I'm really too interested in using. It never really caught my attention. So as I was doing this project, I was just kind of messing around with the website we were on. And I was kind of just trying to figure out like different things I can use it for, typing in, asking random questions. So I did do my 3 lesson plans and I compared them to ones I've made. Other than that, I've never really used ChatGPT or any type of AI other when I call companies and I'm forced to speak with them. The next one is prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is something else I wasn't too familiar with. So I researched on it because I wanted to see what exactly is this. And it's just the process of creating sources that for generative AI tools, and it kind of provides results for it. So there are several job opportunities as I was researching it in prompt engineering. Some of them include financing, education, human resources. There was marketing and several other ones, but those are the top ones that caught my attention. You would need a degree in computer science or certificates in the field that help you to get a job with prompt engineering. And when I was looking it up, it is becoming vastly large in our society. They were saying that it is something that they're picking up on and they are hiring people for it. And they were saying that you should make sure if you're going to obtain certificates that it is in the field of the specific job title you want. And their salary wasn't, it's about $63,000 was what I was seeing when I was looking at it. So it's not very much, but it's something. And I was seeing that some of them can make upwards to about $100,000 or more, depending on how educated you are, what field you're going into, because prompt engineering is making its way into several fields. So now going on to exploring ChatGPT. So like I said, I created my 3 lesson plans. My first one is a 3rd grade measurement one. And then my second one was 3rd grade future verb tenses. And then the last one I created was expository writing for special education. As I went through each lesson plan and I looked at them, I did notice that several of them were actually all three of them were very similar. They looked good at first, but then, like I said, as I started reading through them, I started noticing lots of similarities with the activities and the assessments. It was just they changed it so it was based on the content I asked it to make for me. So they were grade appropriate, but I honestly wouldn't use them because they're not activities I would normally use in my classroom for my students, and I didn't really like what it was giving me. So just personally myself, it's not something that I was interested in or would want to use. Next, I'm going to go into ethical implications of ChatGPT in the classroom. So as far as lesson planning and classroom use, like I said, I wouldn't use it. I played around with it, tried to make several different types of lesson plans, and they all looked very similar with the content that it was giving me as far as assessments and activities I can do with my students. It wasn't something that intrigued me. Now, as for my students, I teach third grade, and I'm not comfortable introducing this quite yet to my students. I feel like there's just so much more I can introduce them to, and it's not something I think I would allow them to use. I've thought about it since we've started, and I was like thinking, is it something I would like to introduce to them, or is it something I don't? And as of right now, I just don't feel like they're mature enough to use the site or to use anything with ChatGPT or AI. I know it's something that is making its way around and it's going to be big. I just don't think my students are really ready to understand the responsibility that comes with it. I tried talking to them about plagiarism, and that's something that they didn't understand. So going forth with AI, ChatGPT, I just feel like it's not something, like I said, they're quite ready to accept responsibility for. However, if I was going to introduce it to them, I would make sure to go over ground rules and be very specific with them with what they can and cannot do with it. The article I read was talking about the same thing, going over rules with them, setting expectations as far as what you want them to do and be able to do with it, and just kind of creating your little environment of trust. I feel like for older kids, it may be something that would work, and you could probably introduce them to it. I think they would love it. It's just, like I said, at a third grade level right now, it's not something that I would want to include in my classroom. This is all I have for you guys. I've got my references. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.